back to all of my subscribers, and welcome if this is the first time you're joining me. My name is Odessa. I'm the Mystic Intuitive Healer. I'm a psychic medium, Reiki master, spiritual coach, and an intuitive tarot card reader. And through the work I'm doing here on YouTube, as well as Instagram, TikTok, and my own website, odessamal.com, I deliver messages to you that will help you to awaken, heal, align, and grow. So today I'm looking at your leadership skills, and I want to find out exactly what makes you a fabulous leader. So I'm going to be looking at all of your skills and talents. Then I'm going to be diving in deeper and finding out what your supporters, all of your fans think of your leadership skills. But of course, I have to look at the flip side, and I'm going to be looking at what your haters think of you in terms of leadership. Then I'm going to be seeing if there's any hidden talents that you might have in terms of leadership that you might be overlooking. And then finally, I'm going to be looking at your cause. It could be something that you're already aware of, but it could be something that hasn't really come into your life yet. So I have 3 piles for you guys to select from. Pile number 1 is partnered with this gray and black feather. Now, I think this is a pigeon feather, but I'm not entirely sure. Maybe some of you know, and you can drop it in the comments. Birds in general are a symbol of looking at things from a higher perspective. And then pile number 2 is partnered with this shard of black kyanite, which is used for protection. Pile number 3 is partnered with this blue candle, and blue is associated with the throat chakra, which assists us with our communication, our language skills. So I'm going to give you guys a close-up of the items in the cards in just a second, and I'll see you at your pile. Hi, pile number 1, welcome back. So you picked the feather, and these cards are going to give me an overview of what kind of leader you are. So let's find out what you have. You have the crone, one of my favorite cards. I love crone energy. Then you have tea leaves, foresight. Oh, wow. Spirit box, trust your talents in changing times. Wow, I'm like getting goosebumps. Freedom. Oh my God, you got the Empress. Oh my God, I'm like I'm heating up. Oh. Then you got creation. Being creative is a wonderful way of witnessing the unfolding of your limitless creative soul. Oh my God. Pile number 1, you guys are powerhouses. You are definitely old souls, 100%. You have so many gifts and talents to share with this world. You are the leaders that we've been waiting for. And you may not feel that way, but you have Empress and crone energy along with spirit fox, which I associate the spirit fox with the energy of animal guides. It can be connected to indigenous belief systems like shamanism, which is the oldest religion in the world. There's elements of shamanism everywhere around the globe at every point in history. It is a deep connection to the earth, an understanding that we are all interconnected, the knowing that there is a higher power guiding us forward, and the acceptance that we have a responsibility to not only each other, but every other life form on the planet. Crone energy is connected to the maiden mother crone, so divine feminine and all of her power. This is when she steps into her wise elder role and she shares everything that she has learned. I identify as crone. I refer to myself as a crone all the time. Do not see that as an insult at all. I see the crone as energy that you can embody at any age. It means that you know entirely who you are. You have balanced your divine masculine. You have balanced your divine feminine. You're a master manifester. You're paying attention to what's going on around you. You're in tune with your intuition. And you have a sense of spirit, whether that is like really pronounced psychic abilities or whether that is just knowing, an awareness of synchronicity around you. And then the Empress, like this is the embodiment of all of the powers of the divine feminine in the tarot. This is also wise elder energy, the mother of the tarot. And then you have this creation card that's talking all about being a creative soul and being limitless and being a witness. This is everything that these energies are talking about, that you freed yourself. And if you haven't already, I'm literally getting goosebumps. I'm getting so excited. I want to meet you guys. You may not be there yet. You may not have stepped into your leadership role yet within your own life, right? That's where it starts. You step into the leader of your own life, and then once you're really empowered and you're not going to take any crap from anyone else, and you have faced your shadow and it doesn't scare you, and you've reclaimed all the parts of yourself that people told you that you should have shame for, and you have cut free all of the bindings, you've created freedom, and you've released anyone and anything that doesn't serve you any longer. That can be people, that can be the restraints of society, that can be your own self-limiting beliefs like imposter syndrome. You've freed yourself of that, and then you've accepted who you truly are, that core authenticity that our inner child knew. When you were a kid, you knew who you were, and then with the pressure of society and the pressure of the people around you, we lose touch with that. And then you get to a stage where you reclaim that, and then you start to birth into the world what you were meant to create. And that could be literally being a mom or a parent. It could be you creating a business. It could be you creating a philosophy. It could be you creating your own artwork. But there is something that you're sharing that has to do with freedom, and you're uncompromising about that. Like once you're liberated, you will want to start fighting all the other battles that have been sort of burning inside you. You want to liberate everyone because you can see things from a higher perspective. Oh my God. You can see things from a higher perspective, and you have foresight. You've got the tea leaves. You know where we're going. If we continue with all of the ego and we allow all of this corruption to continue, and I'm not just talking about corruption in terms of finance and things that are part of the material world. I'm talking about the corruption of our own souls. Losing that part of ourselves, like truly allowing ourselves to just be. We're all here for a reason. We're all here to add something. And there's too much pressure on us to conform and to become like homogenized. And all that does is it makes corporations and political powers have more ability to influence us, market to us, control us. Because if they can get us all to have the same, desires and have the same way of thinking, then they only have to come up with one or two plans to get us to do whatever they want. Get weirder, get wilder, come out of the cave, become your crone. Allow your magical, mysterious energy to burst forth. create the creations that have been inside you that you've been wanting to birth into the world and start changing the dialogue. Maybe that's you starting a TikTok. Maybe that's you starting to just communicate with, your own community in a different way. But there's something about you sharing the insights that you have, your foresight, that's going to help people to understand, one, that there's a different path, right? So many people think there's only one way forward, and if it's not working out for them on that path, then they're doomed to failure, right? And it happens for me when I'm working with clients. It's that same sort of like self-limiting beliefs. And, there's no judgment from me whatsoever. I felt that way too. And then all of a sudden I had a spiritual awakening, and it was like, oh my God, there's a path there, there's a path there, there's a path there, there's a path there. And everything changed. And I feel like if you aren't there yet, you will be. You're going to become the weaver of your destiny. You are going to become like the spider. Oh my God, I am so excited. This is wild. Okay, so let's find out what your supporters, your fans think of your leadership skills. So you have, Giacomo Casanova. Okay, so they think you're extremely charismatic, and you are able to create opportunities. You are able to network with people, and you're really hot. They think that you're so sexy. And honestly, too many people don't associate crone energy with sexiness. And I think it's the sexiest of all of the feminine energies, because it is a woman that seeks pleasure just for the pleasure. There's no pressure on a crone to like have children. That's not part of that energy. It's about personal empowerment. And so this is definitely coming through. Expressing yourself authentically is drawing attention. It is drawing a crowd. There are people that are watching you. You may be extremely stylish as well. You might have your finger on the pulse of something creative that people really love. And I mean, when I say stylish, it could be your clothes. It could be your home. It could be your marketing, your business, your branding. It could be the way that you articulate yourself. And there's style in that. You might have very, really, what's the word I'm looking for? Really advanced, sort of an advanced eye when it comes to selecting things that you're going to add into your life. So you can sort of like see up and coming artists or trends or things that are going to be special. You can find the diamond in the rough is the sort of idea that I'm going for. And I just really get the sense that people are drawn to you. It's like a moth to a flame. And it could very well be your passion, right? Your excitement and your drive to express yourself and really be authentic. And I'm seeing this more and more and more and more on social media, and I'm absolutely loving it. People that were, in the shadows before, had no voice or were too afraid to stand up and be heard, and they are out there and they are sharing their stories. And I mean, people from all walks of life that are doing all kinds of different things, and they're not allowing the pressures of society to make them feel shamed any longer. And they're like, you are drawing a crowd to you. So, wow, I love that energy. So let's find out what your haters think of your leadership skills. Okay, let's see. So, First is Moonflower, light in the darkness, surviving hardships. Then you got Aloe, physical protection and recovery. Okay, so your haters think that you have been sheltered. This is hilarious. And this energy comes forward quite a bit. So basically, you are out there talking about your experience. You're trying to be a light in the darkness. You're sharing your survival story. You've been through hardships and you're sharing the things that you learned along the way. And oftentimes people that are still in their shadow, they see somebody who's empowered and talking about their story and they are experiencing joy in their life and they're happy and they think, no, there's no way. This person has had it easy. This person hasn't really experienced pain. This person hasn't maybe experienced the shame that they should, you know? Like maybe your haters are like, oh, well, I don't like the fact that you love your body and you're not buying into all the same trends and feeling crappy about yourself the way that we do. Therefore, I'm going to put even more pressure on you to feel shame because you, in my eyes, are ugly. But really, that's their own perception of themselves, right? They are feeling all this pressure to conform to some beauty standard. And when you don't feel the same pressure, they feel shame because it was like that was the one thing that was bringing them a sense of purpose and self-esteem. It was the fact that maybe they fit into some standard. And if the standard doesn't mean anything, who are they? And they will fight and fight and fight. So they feel like your recovery or your ability to heal is scam. And they feel like you've been too sheltered and protected. Now, that's not your cross to bear. If that's what they think, that's what they think. You just gotta shake it off because they're gonna think what they're gonna think. Everyone on the planet is a different soul age. So younger souls that haven't experienced a lot of hardship do tend to be a little more narcissistic and they do tend to be a lot more judgmental. And so some of these people might be younger souls and you just have to let them be ignorant and naive. I mean, if they're not physically hurting you, sometimes you just have to let them walk that path because ultimately they're going to have to learn all the same lessons that you did. They're going to work their way up to crone energy as well. They're definitely not there yet though. So I say just forget about those people. You just have to sort of shake it off. And you will get to a point, if you aren't already there, where it's funny actually. Some of this stuff they say, the haters, it's hilarious. And you just block, delete if it's on social media, or you just walk away if it's somebody that you know, right? I mean, you can literally walk away or you just distance yourself. You make yourself less available. So now I want to find out if there's any hidden skills or talents that you have that maybe you haven't quite tapped into yet that can really help you in terms of leadership. Let's find out what you've got here. What are some hidden skills and talents that pile number 1 has they haven't tapped into yet? Okay, let's see. So the first card that you got is Dark Woman, dealing or relationship with a woman with dark hair, complexion, or hair. So, I mean, this might spark something for some of you, that there is a collaboration that you could be having with someone who fits this description. It could also be talking about a deeper understanding of the shadow self, and the fact that you're able to pick up on the things that people aren't saying, right? The things that are in the dark. It's making me think of the Moon card, which is talking about shadows and secrets. And so you may have like this sixth sense about what people are thinking and feeling, but you're not embracing that enough. And you need to sort of lean in and have faith, because it does take courage. You know, like I've mentioned this before. I've been psychic my entire life, and my entire life people have told me you're not psychic, or everyone thinks that. And I had to really, really fight back against that, right? Because I knew what I was experiencing was not just everyday life. It was too bizarre. Things kept coming true and coming true and coming true. And I didn't see other people having those same experiences. And I had to just fight back against the opinions of others and just lean into it and take a risk. And the more I did that, the stronger my gifts got. And now people never say those things to me. So it was something that I had to fight against. And I also had to fight against my own self-doubt, because there was lots of times when something would come true and I would be like, is this for real? Like, no, it has to be a coincidence. I don't think that way anymore. Everything happens for a reason. So you also got rat, someone working against you behind your back, which is what I was talking about with the shadow energy. I mean, you might be picking up on things that are just hidden talents or insecurities, things that are no threat. They're positives. Like, I pick up on all kinds of beautiful energy in the people that I meet. I'm constantly looking at someone's potential and their greater purpose, and I can see the beauty in everyone. And I love that. But I can also equally feel all of the anger and the frustration and the lower vibrational energy. And I can instantly know if somebody isn't an energetic match to me and might potentially try and derail my success or, you know, the path that I'm on. And you're picking up on that too. So you need to listen to that, and you need to avoid those people. You don't have to give everyone the benefit of the doubt, and it doesn't have to be in a hateful way. But if your instincts are, you know, sort of sending up a red flag, just listen to it, right? Because I'm sure you've spent many, many years of your life not listening to those, and you probably have a laundry list of experiences where you're like, shoot, I wish I had listened to that. I know I do. Oh my God, the things I could have avoided if I had just listened to my intuition. But I learned a lesson. You will too, or you already have. Then you've got hammock. Take a vacation, physical or mental. You need to relax, recharge. You have psychic gifts. You probably are empaths. You, and I just heard most definitely, you are definitely empaths, and you need to recharge your energy, because you're not only absorbing energy from all the people around you, but you're filtering energy that's coming off of everything, right? Everything is made up of energy. Everything has an energy signature and is communicating in one way or another. Not the way humans or animals do, but there is information that can be gathered from anything. And so you could be picking up a whole bunch of energy that may be really draining you, and you need to clear that. So that can be through meditation, that can be through exercise, just resting, right? Sleep, of course. Salt baths, I talk about them all the time. I love them. They will change your life. So I would suggest that as well. So let's find out what your cause is. What is your passion that's sort of driving your leadership skill? I just want to make sure I've got this in the right way. So what is pile number one's cause? Oh, yes. Anything else? Okay, pile number one, your cause and what has driven you forward and will continue to drive you forward is the lower vibrational stuck energy. You have overcome your own darkness, your own self-limiting beliefs. You have unstuck yourself, aligned your chakras, your energy system, so that you can utilize your skills on a deeper level, the skills that you have now, the skills that you gained in past lives, all of your hope and dreams for the future, the things that you're manifesting, and you are charging forward. You're not going to be stuck in this rut any longer based on what society is telling you is right or wrong for you. You freed yourself, and by doing that, you are passionate about helping others. And you got the deserving card, because you know you're deserving, that we are all here for a reason. There is no logic behind one small group of people having it all and everyone else struggling. And it's getting worse, and we're going to fight back against that, because we are all part of the same energy, and we are all deserving of having our needs, our material needs, having a place to live and beautiful food to eat, and having supportive connections, and having the support system and the services that we need around us to help us stay healthy, body, mind, and spirit. And that isn't happening, and that needs to be shifted. And I think you would agree with that. And that's one of the things that you're passionate about. That's your cause. And whatever way you are able to contribute to this dialogue and sort of like push us forward, I say continue to do it. Lean into it more. You've got the charisma and the magnetism that there will be people that come in to support you and help you on this journey. And those that don't get it, that's okay. They have guides and support with them as well. At some point there'll be like an epiphany. It might not bring them up to your stage, but they'll have support and they'll figure it out. And it's part of sort of our journey too, to sort of deal with some of the haters and the little, the obstacles and those kind of bumps in the road. It's, like I just said, it builds character. Yes, it does. And it builds empathy. It helps us to understand the hardships that others experience. So I hope you guys enjoyed this reading. You are amazing. Like I said, I would love to meet you. Please let me know how this resonates for you guys. I just love connecting with you. I love, this family, this community that we're building. Even if you just want to put a smiley face in the comments just so I know that you're there, that is always appreciated. And if anyone is interested in working with me, you can go to my website, odessamal.com. All of my services and booking information are listed there and explained. But in general, I do tarot card readings live and recorded. I do spiritual coaching where I can help you with literally anything that you're working on, right? Any of your spiritual gifts that you want to increase, if there's different things that you want to explain to you about the nature of the soul, or any of those kind of metaphysical questions, anything spiritual that you're dealing with, I can help you with. And I do Reiki, and I also do past life readings and channeled sessions where I connect with your spirit guides. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this, and I look forward to seeing you in the next reading. Take care. Hi, pile number 2, welcome back. So you picked the Black Kyanite, and these cards are gonna let me know what kind of leader you are. Let's find out. You have the Judge, Pendulum, Decision, Druid, Hold the Space, Boundaries, Death, and you got 2 of these cards. Nice. So you have Gratitude, Universal Love shines through the miracles of life all around you, and Love. Live your truth and share the love that is in your soul. Oh, I love it. Okay, So first off, Judge. This is a card that's talking about being an advocate, having a sense of diplomacy about things as well, being able to look at both sides of an argument, not seeing things as black and white, being able to see the gray in between things and be able to guide people forward. With this boundaries card, and I just heard empowered empath. So you are empaths. You can feel energy all around you, and it's communicating with you at all times. So when you are around people, you likely know what they're thinking without them disclosing that information to you. This has probably served you really well, where you've been in dynamics with people that maybe had trouble communicating, and you just could kind of read them. You knew what was in their heart. But I think that it's also taken you down dark pathways in the past, where you may have been with people that harshly judged you, that made you question your own worth, that possibly took advantage of you, drained you, and wanted to sort of puppet master you so that you would just unconditionally give them love, and they would still sort of take out all of their shadow energy on you. Instead of dealing with their own trauma, they project it onto you and then basically abuse you. They're just toxic towards you. And there's a lot of different ways that people can be abusive and toxic. And they wanted you to be grateful for it. Like, you should be lucky that I'm even with you, or you should feel lucky that I'm your friend, or you should feel lucky that you have this job, or, whatever it is. And there was something that rose up inside you. You had an awakening. That cycle ended. You released that old belief system and you erected boundaries. And through that experience, you are now able to see that dynamic, the black and white thinking, or the narcissist codependent dynamic, from a higher perspective. And you're able to protect yourself. You take up boundaries in the black kyanite. It's all about boundaries. I love that, because I don't look at the cards when I choose the items. I intuitively select 3 items, and then I just go from there. Whatever comes out for each pile is what you guys see, and I just try and arrange the cards to look pretty for you. But you are able to see things from a higher perspective. You can see where someone has experienced pain, and you can empathize with them, but you don't let that influence, how you treat yourself. You still keep those strong boundaries. And I think that you've come to a place where you have made a decision. You have made a decision that you are going to focus on the bigger picture, and you're going to hold space for those that are ready to make that transition and would also like to learn how to have those strong boundaries. Because you can be an empath and you can feel those feelings and feel those energies, and you can use that information to guide you throughout your life, possibly using that towards your vocation or your life's purpose to make a difference in the world. And you can still not lose yourself. You can still heal yourself and keep yourself protected and safe. You don't need to shut yourself off from the horrors of the world, because there's a lot of bad stuff out there. And I think that you're here as light workers to make a difference. And that could be on a small scale, in your own family, in your own community. It could be like the whole world, though. And it'll be different for each of you, but you're meant to be a leader. You're supposed to be using sort of your own spiritual gifts and your own internal wisdom to help people see the way forward. You're supposed to hold space for their struggles, but only for the people that are ready to take responsibility and they want to join you. They want to join you on that path towards healing. Not that you're going to push all the other people aside, but you're not going to lose yourself in their own suffering or their addictions or their own toxic patterns. And you've done that in the past, but you're not doing that anymore. You are beyond just seeing things as black or white, yes or no, because pendulums are typically used for divination purposes to get a yes or no answer. But they don't only have to be used for that. That's just what they're typically used for. They can be used in a combination of ways to get all kinds of different answers. They can be used on maps to locate things. They can be used with letter boards to get detailed messages. The reason I'm mentioning this is because I think you're using your own skills in a different way. You're expanding on what your own skills are so that you can make a bigger difference. And then you're going to be that wise judge. You're going to be able to be the one that helps somebody to face their own fears or to walk down the right path. This is an energy of true support and wisdom, right? Because you still have all this energy of gratitude and love that you're sharing your experience and you're helping people to move forward. I love this. I love this so much. And I feel like you're going through an experience either now or in the future where you're going to have an expansion in your crown chakra, which is going to open you up to spiritual guidance even more. You're going to be more in tune with your higher self. The reason I say that is because the Death card, we've got spirit coming out of the crown chakra, boundaries. There is a glowing star here at the top of the head, the crown chakra, and my eye keeps being drawn to the top of the staff for this druid priest. And there's a crystal, it's clear quartz, which is often used for the crown chakra. Even the pendulum is made of clear quartz. So you are going to be a guide to others, helping them to walk forward. Whoa, I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Okay, so let's get some more cards. Now I'd like to find out what your fans, your supporters think of your leadership skills. How do they see you as a leader? Ooh, okay. Whitney Wolford. So Whitney Wolford is connected to, I believe it was Bumble that she helped develop. So you, disrupt your energy, right? Where typically the dating apps sort of put most of the power in the men that were using them, because it was still falling into those standard dynamics that had been sort of played out, in my opinion, but where men are approaching women, and that led to there being a lot of conduct and, experiences for women, conduct on the men's part and experiences for women that were less than desirable, having pictures sent and comments and all of the things that we didn't want. And so she set up Bumble, as I'm sure all of you know, where the women have to reach out first. So it's adding to this energy. They feel, your supporters, the people that back you up and love you, feel like you're empowered, you're strong, you're giving them their power back, and you're helping them to see something that's part of their everyday. They have certain self-limiting beliefs set in stone in their mind, and it's so ingrained in them that they don't even question why it is that way, and you are hold up, no, let's analyze this. Let's weigh out both sides of this argument and then make a firm decision. And people are so in awe of you. I think they think that you're very forward thinking. I think they think you carry yourself really well too. Like, you really look beautiful, or there's something about the way your energy feels very beautiful and empowering and strong, but I feel not in an overpowering way. It's more like a quiet confidence. And I think that there are some that may initially feel sort of intimidated by you, but you diffuse that and then they just fall in love with you. I mean, like, people that might hear you talking about an issue and your power and your authority and your knowledge and your wisdom is intimidating to them, and then when they actually get a chance to have more like contact with you, or maybe they're watching more of your content, maybe they are actually talking to you, all of a sudden they realize that you are the support that they've been waiting for, you know, like all of their fears are diffused. I really love this. This is amazing. So of course, now I gotta look at what your haters think. Let's find out what I just got the word trolls. So you might have some trolls that are coming out from underneath the bridge to rain on your parade. Let's find out what the trolls have an issue with. Why did they dislike your leadership skills, or what's their issue? Okay, you got spearmint, courage and sharpness. Oh my God. Okay, so they don't like how strong you are. They don't like how outspoken you are. And they're the type of people that are like, I don't like your tone. When in reality, there's nothing wrong with your tone. It's they don't like what you're saying. And oh my God, I'm triggered. I have had so many people at points in my life say they didn't like my tone. And you guys seem to like it just fine. They are haters. They don't have any issue with your tone. They don't like what you're saying. And they don't like that you're strong. And they don't like that you're not afraid of them. And so that's what they don't like about your leadership. It's that they can't manipulate you. And you also got bell pepper. Encourage others' versatile opportunity. Yes, they don't like, oh my God, I love this. You see the synchronicity? So they don't like that you are encouraging other people to look at things from a different perspective. You are taking away all of their tools of manipulation, because you're like, oh, well, what if we just didn't hate our bodies anymore? What about that? What if that was an option? Or what if we didn't have to, get married to, just whoever we're dating when we're 23 and have a family? What if we didn't have to do that, Or what if we just stopped doing all of the free overtime for our bosses and we just did what our contract actually says, what we were actually hired to do? What if we do that beautifully and we don't do anything else beyond that? And all the haters are like, no! They're like so enraged by this. And I am so excited. I am a fan. I am a fan of you guys. This is definitely the kind of energy I want to see build and build and build and build. We are building a movement, all of us together, all of the outsiders, all of the people that are looking at things from a different perspective, all of the people that traditional society, especially a lot of very conservative politicians or organizations want to demonize. It's because you are eroding their sense of power. You're eroding what they've built. If you're not afraid of not fitting into whatever they've built, this dynamic, and you're not afraid of, not having all of the gadgets or whatever they're trying to market at you, and you're not intimidated by, being considered different or weird, then what do they have, right? Because a lot of all of this structure is built around sort of bullying And you're rejecting all of that. You don't care. If they think that you are outspoken or loud or you have a tone or, you know, whatever, you don't care. That's fine. Think what you want. You can hang out with somebody else. I love it. Okay, so let's find out what is your greatest untapped strength or resource, something that could really help you with this journey of empowerment that maybe you're not even realizing that you have. So let's find out. Whoa, wow. Whoa, 5 cards. Okay, let's see what we got here. So first you got Fox, shrewdness and resourcefulness, especially in business. Yeah, you are like take no prisoners, right? I think that you're a very loving, caring person. You wouldn't have the gratitude and love cards if you weren't. And you are magnetic because I'm looking at the O, this particular O has a dot in the middle, just like in my logo. And that is the astrological symbol for the sun. So this is, you know, how you show yourself to the world. It can also be connected back to Leo energy, which is like, you know, kind of charismatic, stand out, be heard, be on a public stage kind of energy. So when you're around people that are supporting you and are there for you for the right reasons, you're very loving and knows that when it comes down to getting things done and it comes down to business, you will be very shrewd. You know, there is something that needs to be shifted and changed, and you're not going to say, pretty please, can we please? You know, like, oh my God, they're like, my guides are showing me that scene in Oliver Twist where he's like begging, like, please, sir, can I have some more? You're not doing that. You're like, no, this is what we need to do, and I am going to do whatever I need to do to make this change. You're not going to let anyone deceive you, because like the fox can be a symbol of devious or trickster energy. You got pin, new job or career. So this leadership energy could be in your workplace. You know, this could be your vocation. You may actually be a judge, or you may be a counselor or a teacher, or you're in business in some regard, or maybe you're doing spiritual work like myself, but you're applying these leadership skills in your career. You got Valley, deep personal strength and peace that assure success. Yes, you know who you are. You are at peace with, you know, what needs to be done. And you have courage. Like, this takes courage to go up against those that want to, you know, shut you down. Having those boundaries and still pushing forward. I get the feeling that you likely can't stop yourself. It's inside you, and it's like you have to just keep going. And that is so smart. That is so powerful. That's going to give you the best outcome, because we're all here to learn lessons and grow, right? I say this all the time. You live like forever. You just reincarnate lifetime upon lifetime. So if you're being guided to do something, it's in your soul and you just can't help yourself, it's because you're supposed to be doing it in this life, so you can end a cycle, so you can learn a lesson, and then you can move on to enlightenment, because ultimately you're trying to get to a place where you are an ascended master, where you see everything from a higher perspective and you don't have to come back and be embodied any longer. Not that there's anything wrong with being human. No, it's a beautiful experience, but there's also a lot of pain, right? Because we live in a universe of duality, which is something that you understand with the judge. There's a reason there's black and white, and it's set up like this. You understand that there is beauty and there's also pain. And you understand, I just heard the Spider-Man quote, you know, Stan Lee wrote in the very first comic of Spider-Man, with great power comes great responsibility. And that was 100% a channeled message. It's so true. And you get that. You totally get that. You got temporary situation. So there might be some hardships that you're going through right now. So for some of you, you might be going through this death phase right now, and you're wondering, like, what is this lady talking about? Like, I am not this person that she's describing at all. But you're still in sort of hermit phase, right? You're going through the, metamorphosis. You're in the cocoon. You're in your tent. You're in your cave like the druid, and you're like meditating and you're contemplating. Or I mean, in terms of a druid, you'd be like in the woods, right? You're in your recluse phase where you're reconfiguring yourself before you emerge from your cocoon or your chrysalis as the butterfly. And that's when you're able to see everything from a higher perspective. Final card here. Rabbit, too much concern with sexual matters. That is hilarious. So first of all, there might be an influence from a relationship that's still sort of eroding your confidence, but that's okay. This is your path forward. So if you are not identifying with everything I'm talking about, this is what's unfolding for you. Oftentimes my messages come through and it's like an unfolding for the next 3 months up to like 3 years. Like I get crazy, like long-term messages. So just keep that in mind. This could be like what's going to be unfolding for your whole life. And so you're going to erect your boundaries once you disconnect from the like focus on romantic partners or the approval of romantic partners. But the rabbit is also a symbol of abundance. So things are going to work out in your favor very quickly because rabbits are obviously very, very fast. And there's going to be loads of opportunities for you to shift into this leadership role. So I would like to know what your cause is, right? There is something that you're very passionate about. So what is pile number 2's cause? Okay, so the first card you got is letting go. And then you got teacher. Oh my God, I love it. I love it. So yes, you are a teacher to those around you, teaching them how to let go of the pain from the past, let go of their trauma, let go of people that no longer serve them, let go of circumstances that no longer serve them. Like you're in a job and your boss and your coworkers are awful to you, but it pays you well. Every day you feel sadder and sadder having to go to work, but you keep going. There's an alternative to that. You can not go to that job anymore. You can start looking for a different job. You can start manifesting a different opportunity. You can start a side hustle and start working on that and then grow that. And then eventually, hopefully the side hustle becomes the full-time gig and then you just quit, right? There are alternatives when it comes to romantic relationships. Having a high standard, knowing that you are important and special and you deserve the best and you don't have to settle for anyone, and not having this self-limiting belief thinking, oh, well, I'm older, or I'm a single parent, or, everyone is going to be taken. None of that's true because you have to be a vibrational match to the right person anyways. So, if you want something better, there's bound to be somebody else out there that's thinking the same way, because otherwise you wouldn't have those thoughts. Anyways, you get to that point, you release, you let go, then you teach others. And that's going to be your life's work, is what I'm being told. Wow, oh my God, I love this. So I hope you guys enjoyed this reading. I definitely want to know what your thoughts were on the information that came out. Let me know how it resonates for you, or, even if you don't want to share any personal information, put a smiley face in the comments so I know that you're there. I just like to, see you guys and have that interaction because we're building a community here together, and it just really makes my day. It makes me feel like I'm not just talking out into the void. Not that there's anything wrong with that. And if any of you guys are interested in working with me, you can go to my website, odessamall.com. All of my services and booking information, pricing and everything is available there. I do tarot card readings, live and recorded. I do spiritual coaching where I can help you with literally any spiritual needs that you're having. So it's like if you're working on your own growth or you need guidance on magic, metaphysical, spiritual matters, I can definitely help you. And I also do past life readings. I can channel messages from your spirit guides, and I do Reiki. So I really enjoy delivering these messages to you guys. I identify, I really relate to you. And I look forward to seeing you in the next reading. Take care. Hi, pile number 3, welcome back. So you picked the blue candle. So these cards are gonna let me know in general what kind of leader you are. So let's find out. So you have the Poet. Ooh, I love it. The Gem. Footprints, Direction. Fire Guardian, Ignite Your Passion. Dreams. The Chariot. And then your final card is Channel. You are a channel through which healing energies reach the world. Whoa, I love it. Oh my God. So you guys are a creative force, and the energy I get is that you're sort of a Trojan horse. So if you're not familiar with the story of the Trojan horse, it comes from the Iliad, where basically it's the story of Troy and the fall of Troy, where the Greeks were trying to get into the city of Troy, and they couldn't get in, and they couldn't get in because of the defenses. And so they hatched this scheme where they constructed a giant wooden horse, and they made it look seamless. It didn't look at all like anything other than a giant, beautiful sculpture of a horse, which was the symbol for the Spartans who, occupied Troy. And meanwhile, the Greeks were hiding inside. And then when the Spartans brought this horse into the city, they didn't realize they were bringing the enemy in with them. And in the middle of the night, the Greeks emerged from the horse and took over the city. And that's what I feel like your energy is, that you are sort of a disruptor. You're hiding in plain sight, that you have a creative vision, a message to share, and you are following your passions. The channel is talking about getting inspired ideas and taking action on that. Then the Fire Guardian is talking about igniting your passion. There's something that you want to do. And I just got the word compulsive. Like it's burning up inside you. It could be that you are starting your own business, or you have a message to share and you have your own social media presence, or maybe you're an artist and your message is one of, it's a political belief system of yours, and it's embedded in your songs, or it's embedded in your artwork, and you're helping to change people's minds and they don't even know that it's happening. Like, comedians are great at this. There are so many incredible comedians that have this great content, and it's very, the content is really entertaining, right? Cartoons also great for this. The show is really entertaining, but there is a political message woven into the art. There's a critique that's taking place, and I feel like that's what you're doing, and you're helping to shift energy. You're at this point in time, I think you're a little bit of a diamond in the rough, and you may not have been discovered yet, but you have poetry in your heart. You have a love of the world, your experience, humanity, whatever it is that your message is, you're really, really passionate about it. And you can see a way forward. You want to take people in a different direction, or at least, turn their gaze in a different direction. So this might be a situation where you're sharing your own perspective. You might be part of a marginalized community that has had no voice, and all of a sudden you find yourself compelled to share your experience in various ways, through film, theater, dance, music, being like having your own social platforms. Like, there's just so many different ways you could do it, and I do think that each of you are doing it in a different way. The Chariot, there are 4 different beings carrying this chariot forward, and it's a matter of you balancing out the energies, like this card, between Saturn, which is the teacher of lessons, and it can really slow us down and be a huge barrier and obstacle for our forward momentum, but it's for our own personal growth. And then Jupiter, which is the bringer of abundance. And I think that you may be in a period right now where you're just indulging in your dreams and you're manifesting, whether you're aware of that or not. We're all manifesting at all times. There's never a point in time when you're not manifesting. It's just a matter of passive manifesting versus active manifesting. Passive manifesting being just reaction to whatever comes to you, right? You're making your art, but you're kind of in the back of your mind thinking, oh, I don't know if I'm going to be able to do this. I don't know if it's going to be a success. And sort of like hedging your bets, where you're like, well, if it doesn't work out, I guess I'll be okay with that. Well, what you're doing is manifesting failure. What you want to be doing is you're doing all the work, you're putting in all the effort to plant the seeds in the physical, because you're actually creating the work or honing your skills or going to school or whatever it is you're doing. But you're undermining yourself by having self-limiting beliefs and imposter syndrome. And you need to divorce yourself from that and start dreaming big, the way that you did when you were a child. We disconnect from that because there's societal pressures, because there's self-limiting beliefs from our family based on their own trauma. And you have to just divorce yourself from that and move forward, and you will have a huge, I just got the word calling. So there's going to be a huge calling in your heart and mind towards some direction. Maybe it's a song comes through to you, or a book gets channeled to you, or something else. But when you do that, it's going to bring in a crowd. It's going to bring in fans, a support system, something that is going to make it all worthwhile, and you're not going to be alone, is the energy I'm getting. So on that note, let's find out what your fans and your support are going to think of you and your leadership skills. Oh my God! You just got the Cleopatra card. Oh my God, I'm so excited. Okay, so you're a natural born leader. You are very theatrical. I'm pretty confident that many of you are actual artists and performers. I just keep getting like Lady Gaga in my mind with her Little Monsters, and like the empowerment that she brought forward with her music and her message. And she did it with style and grace, and the fact that she empowered all of these artists, going out and like finding people to craft outfits for her. And she had sort of this incubator of ideas, which I had only ever seen really happen in the art world. If you think about Andy Warhol and his factory, and he had all of these artists constantly working around him, she did that same thing, and I feel like you're going to be doing that too. And I think that in addition to that, you're going to be a diplomat. Like, you might be in music, and then all of a sudden you start to become more politically active, and you become an activist, and you are doing more charitable work, and you're bridging two worlds, and you're being a warrior at the same time. Like, you are the type of person that if you made it and you had a huge following, you would use that platform to deliver a bigger message. You're not the kind of person that's going to just get corrupted and just want to go after the money and the power and the fame. You're too advanced a soul to want that. You know, maybe for a little while. And I'm not saying that you can't have that too. But you're not going to just stop there. It's not going to be like, oh, well, I got mine, so I'm just going to ignore all the people that are part of my community that are suffering, or this issue that I was so passionate about that kind of got me here, and now I'm just going to, you know, ignore all of that. That's not your energy at all. You are completely balanced, and you're smart too. You come up with interesting ways of tackling issues. You know, you will take down your enemies. Like Cleopatra, she had to fight off all of her siblings to get the throne. And I mean, she was cutthroat about it. But she got to a position of power. And within a family that was very powerful and willing to go to whatever lengths necessary to get what they wanted. And you have that energy, but I think that you also have morals and heart, which is a perfect combination. Whoa, I love it. Okay, let's find out what your haters think, because of course I have to look at the other side of the coin as well. So let's find out, what do the haters of pile number 3 think? Oh, this card came out before. Okay, so this card came out in pile number 2, so you might have been coming from pile number 2 to here, or you may have been sort of going between the two piles. But your haters hate how courageous and strong you are. You got courage and sharpness. I mentioned this in pile number 2. They might they may have criticized you for your tone, or they don't like the way you said something. You know, like it's a deflection tactic. If they can get you to start defending yourself, and they can start getting you to sort of like talk about one little issue, one little element of your larger position, they can derail you off of the bigger issue. And so it is a tactic that narcissistic individuals use to derail the conversation. And I think they hate the fact that you can see that and you don't allow them to play these games. You're beyond it. So if you have haters and they're coming up with these ridiculous arguments, you're not even going to take the bait. You don't care. You know, those are people that are just running away from their own darkness, their own shadow. And if you don't engage, then they're there on their own. And eventually they're going to have to face themselves. Or they're going to turn on each other, right? Let them have their dog fight. You know, like, you don't have to be part of it. And they hate that. They hate that so much. And they hate the fact that you don't care what they think. They hate the fact that you know what is right for you, and that you know you have morals and values, and you want things to be different, and you're going to fight and fight and fight and fight and fight for this. And if this isn't you yet, this is where you're going. This is the success that's your destiny. I mean, you all have to start somewhere, right? So each of you are going to be on a different point of this path, but I'm laying out the full picture for you. So if any of this resonates for you, know that all of it can resonate for you. You just have to have enough faith, and you have to just keep going, because this is going to take work. All of it takes work. Oh my God, I can't tell you how much work it's been to just even get to where I am now. And I know I'm only like 1/10 of the way through, but it is totally worth it. It's totally worth it. And it will get easier. You just have to start building up momentum. If you're still in this sort of like diamond in the rough energy, eventually you're going to get to the chariot, and there's going to be momentum behind you. Okay, you got tomato, love karma. Okay, so they think that you're the toxic one. Oh my God. They're so in their shadow. These haters are so narcissistic. So because when they're around you, they feel bad, they think that you're the one that is toxic. They think you're the one that's evil, or I just got the word deranged. Whoa, these are cutthroat people. So they think you're insane. And it's because when they're around you, their deepest wounds are triggered, because they're supposed to be facing themselves, releasing their trauma, and making amends for the things that they have done, or where they've gone wrong, or the false self-limiting beliefs, or the judgments that they've had of others. And they're supposed to heal from that. But they don't want to heal from that. They want to be the victim, and they want to point the finger at you, so then they can continue on this cycle. But ultimately, it's not going to work out, because they're in a negative karmic loop. So they're just going to keep being triggered by various people for the same wound for infinity. I mean, not just this life, the next one, and the next one, until they decide to wake up and shift and change, which is not your issue at all. But I want you to remember this, because when they come at you, you can look at them and say, oh my God, deal with your stuff. You don't have to literally say that to them, because that might actually spark them off. I would just avoid, but in your own mind, you can just like take a deep breath and just be like, they are just not willing to deal with their own stuff, and I have bigger and better things to do, so I'm just going to move on. Sunflower, faithfulness and loyalty. They don't like that you're loyal, and they don't like that you're faithful. They literally don't like that you're actually honest. That's what they don't like about your leadership. That you have too much confidence, and that you actually are who you say you are. They would love if you were just like as corrupt as them, so then they could pull up some dirt on you and knock you off your pedestal. But they can't, because you actually are who you say you are, and it drives them insane. Oh my God. This is so awesome and so hilarious. Okay, so I want to find out what hidden talent or skill you have that could help you with this journey to your leadership position that you may not be aware that you have. Okay, woo, all right. So let's see. First, you got basket, recognition, reward for your merit. So there is something that's coming towards you. This is destiny. This is fate. So it's, if you keep doing the work, you keep making the art, you keep like charging forward. And sometimes it'll be at a fast pace. Sometimes it'll be at a snail's pace. That's okay. As long as you're moving forward, it's fine. Sometimes we need to go slow. And there'll be a moment where all of a sudden the energy shifts and it's just working in your favor, and you can't even explain how it happened. That's what's going to happen for you. So keep your, thoughts on that. right? Because it could be a situation where it's like you post something on TikTok, you post a song, and I'm hearing that I Am Woman song, that like that creator just posted it, went to sleep, and she had been manifesting for months, putting up positive affirmations. I'm successful, I am beautiful, I have something to share, all these things. And she posted this song and then woke up to this viral sensation and had no idea that that was going to happen. And it changed her whole life. She was able to quit her job and pursue music full time. That's the kind of thing that I'm talking about. That's what's in the future for you. You have parents. Someone will gossip about all of your secrets. Oh my God. So what I think this is saying is that you should pull an Adele, where you're going to take all of your pain and your sorrow and all of the things that people have made you feel shame for, and you're going to pour that into your art. You're going to cut them off. You know, where they wanted to, these haters, they want to tear you down. They want to use your secrets against you. Don't let them be secrets anymore. Come out of the darkness. You know, tell on yourself first. Pour that into your artwork, and then they have nothing to use against you. Arrow, you're on the right path regarding some aspects of your life. You're doing what you need to be doing. Just keep moving forward. You have the fire. Keep going. You know, where is it pointing you? You may only see 1 or 2 steps forward, and it's so frustrating. I hated that. I am at peace with it now. But when I was starting out, I was like, why are you only showing me 1 or 2 things? And I mean, it could literally be the 1 or 2 things might be like the things that I'm supposed to do for the next 2 or 3 days. And then literally I had no idea what was beyond that. But once I got past those 3 days, then I would see what I needed to do for the next 3 and the next 3 and the next 3. And the reason it's such a such a narrow lens is because you're likely someone who's living in the future, and they want you to live in the present, because all you have is now. The now that's happening right now is not only what's manifest, but what you are manifesting. So be conscious of what you're doing, feeling, and thinking, because that's creating your future. Stork, news of a birth of a new business opportunity. What? Oh my God, you're at the precipice of a major change. Storks are considered a symbol of good luck. So something is about to take place for you that you are going to be really excited about. You don't see this coming. You really don't. Okay, so now I'd like to find out what your cause is. Like, what is it that you're so passionate about, pile number 3? Oh, okay. So you got family and you got peace. So the peace card is not only talking about inner peace, but it's also talking about community, and it can be talking about love relationships, because there's 2 swans here in Swans Mate for Life. But swans are also a symbol of beauty, right? If you think back to the story of the ugly duckling, the duckling is, you know, on the pond, and it's around all the other like mallard ducks, all of the you know, the everyday, you know, ducks, and it's gangly and awkward and this weird gray color, and none of the other ducks want to be near it. And then over the course of the seasons, it shifts and changes because it's growing into this beautiful swan. And then it finds its community. That's what you're going through. You're going to find your community. You're going to find your beauty. You're going to find your sense of peace and your sense of presence in the now, and find your family. And maybe this also has something to do with what I was talking about before, your community, and you're defending your community, and you're getting eyes on your family and your you know, the people that you feel have been marginalized or haven't had a voice. And it might start off small. It might literally be you talking about your immediate family, your experience. And then it expands beyond that because there's elements of what happened with you and your family that resonate with other people that have gone through the same thing. And you end up shifting things so that it's just like a game changer shift in energy for all the people that are your fans. And then it allows you to rise up so that you become this major leader who's on a public stage and potentially is very successful and possibly very famous. Now, that doesn't have to be the reality for all of you. You get to sort of craft what this looks like. If when I said fame, there was like a pit in your stomach and you thought to yourself, I can't think of anything worse, then that's not how it will manifest for you. It's only if that's what you're looking for. So I hope you guys enjoyed this reading. Oh my God, I am so excited about this. I am really looking forward to see what you guys do. Definitely comment. Let me know what you thought about this. I love chatting with you guys. We're building a community and I love to connect with you. And if you only want to, put a number or a smiley face in the comments, that is great. At least it lets me know that you're out there. And it makes me feel like we're connecting, which I really, really love. And if any of you guys are interested in working with me one-on-one, you can go to my website, odessamal.com. All of my services, booking, pricing, everything is available there. I do tarot card readings, live and recorded. I do Reiki, past life readings. I do channeled messages from your spirit guides as well. So, and spiritual coaching, where if you have any issues with your spiritual journey, you want guidance on your psychic abilities or the metaphysical, anything in the spiritual realms, I can definitely help you out. So this is such a pleasure, and I look forward to seeing you guys in the next